Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BBG, and we have not technically a new one here today, but it is new because it is finally coming to Steam, Ascend from Nine Mountains. It is entering early access on Steam on the 2nd of October, or 3rd of October, depending on your time zone there. It's the 3rd of October for me. I'll put a link in the description for it, but if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I've made quite a few videos and live streams on Ascend from Nine Mountains because it's just an absolutely god-tier turn-based XIANXIA game, and I'm so happy to see it finally come to Steam. It was a long journey for Laida. Again, I feel like I get that name wrong every time I say it. But long journey, finally on Steam, and I'm going to be honest with you, even the second it comes out, this is a game that has like 30 to 60 hours at least of content. And that's only like 5 of 9 total realms that's coming out. Now you can see I've finally consolidated all of my accounts across multiple PCs. So I've got some time on this game, you know. But we're going to just jump straight into my main account because it's just easier like that. But there is a couple of things I really want to showcase. I also don't want to make this too long because I want it to be like punchy kind of thing and just like show the main things here. But the first thing is honestly the story. Now, the map is obviously absolutely gigantic as it stands. When you first start, you're only going to have this tiny little area that slowly expands outward into here as you go up in levels, and then obviously all the way up here is late game stuff. But what was really impressive was really the story. Now, I like story. I like lore, I like all of that when it comes to a XIANXIA game because like that's half the point, realistically. The other half is slapping gods and demons. But literally every single person that you can interact with as a named NPC has their own story and quest line behind them. That spans from the very second you start the game up to all the way late game. And late game at the moment is pillar creation. Late life flourishing is going to be the next one, but I don't think that's quite out yet. But even these first 5 realms, trust me, you're going to have dozens and dozens of hours of content if you're the type to explore every corner of the map. I'm the type to explore every corner of a map and every single piece of information that I can, generally speaking. And I've got like 90 something hours just on this account alone. Now those 90 hours involve not just exploring, but also grinding for materials in order to use in alchemy. And that's really the next big thing here. Though I should say it's alchemy and also artifact refinement, because you will be making literally all your clothings, your talismans, your artifacts, your mount, your cauldrons for like actual pill crafting and the normal crafting that you do, all of your elixirs. There is so much crafting in this game. It's actually to the point where, you know how in the novels, right, the MC will go into closed door cultivation in order to make himself a new artifact, upgrade something he's got, or make pills that he needs, whatever, and it can take days, weeks, months to years kind of thing. It's exactly the same here. If you want to make something strong, you have to actually go and find the materials to do it, craft the secondary material, and then actually spend the days required in game. Every move you make basically costs your lifespan. You have a max lifespan. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I don't fuck with lifespan. I always try and make my lifespan as long as possible. So you can actually reduce the amount of time it needs to craft like each individual thing. But later game, you're literally going to be spending months at a time closed up in your little immortal's cave, or in this case my very expensive abode, crafting everything you need to survive your current realm. I'll give a bit of an example of the actual crafting itself. I'll do something simple. Sure. Yeah, let's make a crimson plume siphon. I don't need it at all, but we're making it. Why not? This is mostly because I just want to show you how crafting actually works. It is a mini game in and of itself, but it's kind of more than a mini game because it's such an integral part of the game. So the aim here is to perfect the item and also complete it. Perfection meaning the higher it goes, the better quality it's going to end up as. But even when you start crafting, you will still have to actually seek out all of your crafting actions to create a lineup that allows you to not only perfect the item you're crafting, but also complete it. Now, if you manage to perfect it, that's amazing. But if you don't manage to complete it, all your resources, piss to the wind, gone. Do it again. Now this is, to be fair, extremely high level crafting, I'm going to be honest. So what I do here is going to look a little bit confusing. I'm just going to take a pill in order to increase how much perfection I get. Explosive fusion, success chance 50%. Stability cost is also incredibly important. If that reaches 0, item breaks. Start again. Seriously, it is no joke. You will spend a long time crafting and quite a long time getting materials for it, which is half the point of cultivation, finding materials. This game has done that so damn well. So well. But I'm just going to quickly see if I can't complete it. Damn it, it failed. I love that for me. Now, I'm not going to explain every single thing that I'm doing here because it's going to take too long. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit and we'll see if I can even complete it. Okay, I mean, we succeeded. I'm okay with that. +3 craft skill as well. Very nice. The more you craft, the easier it gets to do that because your crafting skill directly affects basically how much perfection and completion you get. But that's something you can worry about later. I'm just showing the main things here. But before we jump into the combat, which is what I know everyone's waiting for, I just want to show you just the sheer amount of attack styles. So we've got Fist, Blossom, Weapon, Cloud, Blood, Celestial, and Neutral. You're not going to see any more neutral skills past the first level until you're like literally endgame, so... But each of these 6 styles have literally dozens of attacks in each of them. It is so vast. It's so vast. Like, if you remember Immortal Way of Life and the way that combat system works, you're going to like this more because there is so much more freedom when it comes to choosing skills, mix and matching. There is literally thousands of different ways that you could put all these together. Not all of them are going to be good, I'm going to be honest with you. But you can do it if you want. Now, I'm just going to go into Training Ground because that's just easier. We're not going to fight a Brutal 5-1 because I was just testing to see how far I could go. Yes, there are absolute mad lads who have beat like this one, but this is ridiculously... That's beyond Endgame. I mean, honestly, beyond Endgame starts at like... probably here. Like, anyone killing past Brutal 10 is an absolute god at this game. Anyone killing anything in Merciless, they're a transcendent. I don't know how they're doing that. Anyway, we'll just do hard 15. That's nice and easy. Combat speed back to normal just so you can see it. So combat here all works on stances, basically. And depending on your combat experience level, which you get from fighting new things, you can have more stances. I've only got 3 at the moment because I only need 3, but I can have like a whole list of them if I really wanted to. But the whole point of the stances is that you set up attacks. Like, your first stance can be something that helps set up a damage dealing second attack in the next round, that helps set up like a heal in the 3rd round kind of thing. Now, again, this is super late game and I'm not going to show you every single combat style because that would literally take hours and hours to do. But let's just jump into it. Now, Blossom's all about stacking up your attack so you don't do nukes immediately. It builds it up over time. But I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, we'll do first stance again. I'm pretty confident. I remember the days where I only used to do like a few thousand damage. Now I'm hitting millions. Isn't it beautiful? That's another thing done absolutely amazingly well here. Power scaling. Power scaling's been so good. And I warn you, you will have to read the skills. You absolutely have to read the skills in order to create stances that are actually going to like work, or you'll just die. Simple as that. Now, the vast majority of people who are like further into this game just kind of speedrun fights. You can change it to instant and it will just instantly back and forth the rounds, but that's something you're only going to want to do when you're confident in your stances, honestly. But boy, it's quicker. And these aren't even particularly efficient stances. But combat's something you're going to be exploring a lot in this game. A lot. But the last thing I just want to showcase, just before I go, is the complexity and absolute... I mean, frankly speaking, this is probably one of the best realm advancements in every realm, starting back down in like the first realm, every realm has been a fascinating and interesting journey to the next realm. Like, this is pillar creation, so I'm obviously literally inside my own spiritual sea right now, building my stats and, you know, the pillar, basically. Mine looks cooked right now because I'm not done. I still have to get a few things. I got to get my stability to 200 so I can actually, like, finish my pillar. That would be nice. We'll get there, though. We'll get there. This was what I was working on before I stopped playing. But if you want to see a full breakdown, 0 to hero, up to pillar creation, I will put a link in the description, starting from the first realm. There are a few differences, especially in UI, but it is a fascinating journey reaching current max realm in this game. I think pretty much every single person who plays XIANXIA games will enjoy this game. Which is a big thing to say, I know. But I shit you not. And just because I know someone somewhere is going to ask about it, yes, there is dual cultivation, okay? And yes, you are reading these correctly. Once you reach high enough affinity with another character, you can basically become DAO partners with them. And this is probably one of the best ways to actually gain chi. Literally just dual cultivating as much as possible. I mean, really, the names kill me. Stinging slap, pinch and twist, forceful thrust, restrained surrender, soothing kisses, become as one, teasing whispers, move together, inflamed desire, passionate kisses, intense movement, harmony. Absolutely hilarious. But again, I've only scratched the surface here, just showcasing this. Game comes out literally 2nd, 3rd of October. I strongly recommend it. It's one of the best XIANXIA turn-based games I've ever played, ever. And I say that completely seriously. I mean, it's at least, I don't know, 170 hours-ish that I played, which is a long time for a game that's supposedly an EA. But I'm going to leave it here, because I could just keep literally hours. This video would be hours long if I showcased every single thing. Go and check out the series, link in the description below. That is a much more in-depth view of what this game has to offer. And there's even more in the game since I made those series. But I very much hope this game does amazingly on Steam, because XIANXIA lovers are struggling out here, man. We're struggling, you know? But this is good shit, alright? This is good shit. And no, I wasn't sponsored to say this. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave this one here. Go and wishlist the game. Give it some love. I'll put the link to the Discord for the game itself as well. The developer is very active there. So if you have any questions, there's more than enough people there as well to answer them. But no, I'm done. Alright. As always, have a great day.